Bored of hauling bio-waste? Good. Piracy is a blast, and if you do it right, there's even a few credits to earn. We'll be covering building the right ship, where and who to pirate, technique, and how to sell your haul for a good price. For all the best ships shown on screen, I've left a link to a Coriolis build below. Feel free to experiment and change these builds depending on your playstyle. Saying that, there are a few specific modules that are absolutely needed, and some that are very helpful. These are also listed on screen to help you out. For laser hardpoints, you can choose whatever you'd like, but personally I use burst lasers, as they do the job quickly without too much power draw. It's important to mention that engineering is not at all a requirement for piracy. For the bigger ships, I've added some in the Coriolis builds, but it's absolutely not needed to enjoy and make profits in piracy. After you've made your ship, it's a good idea to set up convenient fire groups. Here's mine for reference, but feel free to adjust to whatever feels the most comfortable. So, where do you pirate? If you're just in it for the fun, give it a go anywhere. It'll generally be easiest in an anarchy system, as there's no police looking for you. If you want a decent amount of credits, you'll also want to pirate where high value goods are being transported. Low temperature diamonds are often hauled through industrial, high population systems that don't have planetary rings. My personal favourite piracy systems are Gliese 3897B and Frog, both of which fit the criteria perfectly. Once you've built your ship and found your piracy location, head to the biggest station in the system and stock up on limpets. Now comes the most tedious part of piracy, finding targets. Go into Supercruise near the station and fly around, keeping an eye on the contacts panel on the left-hand screen. You're looking for NPC mining vessels, anything from a Cobra III to a Type 9 Heavy. If you can't find anything after a few minutes of looking, drop out of Supercruise, then go back in to try again. Once you spot the right kind of vessel, point the nose of your ship towards it. This will trigger an automatic scan. After a few seconds, go back to your contact screen and then select the target panel. Here you can see all the modules inside the target ship. If you scroll to the bottom of the list of modules and see a refinery, that's perfect. We can be pretty sure that the ship is carrying low temperature diamonds. If they don't have a refinery, it's best to keep looking. Once you find your target, use the hologram on the left of your HUD to line up behind them. Go to your frameshift drive interdictor fire group. Once it will let you, fire interdictor. A familiar minigame will begin, where you need to keep the nose of your ship inside the circle as much as you can. I tend to set my throttle to 75% or in the middle of the blue zone for more agility. Once you've interdicted the ship, you'll be thrown out of Supercruise along with your target. Immediately deploy your hardpoints and fire at the NPC with your lasers. Your aim is to get their shields down as quickly as possible. After you've accomplished this, go back to the target screen and lock onto the drive module. These are the ship's thrusters. Now, get behind the target and fire your seeker missiles. These should hit the drives and reduce their health. Carry on firing missiles until the drives hit 0% health. Your target will now be drifting in space. Now the aim is to slow them down so you can take their cargo. The best way of doing this is to make the target crash into your ship, slowing them down. This can take some getting used to, but once you've learned it, you'll be fine. First, line up your direction of travel with the target. Now, use vertical thrust to move underneath the target and then boost. You should fly ahead of the target, seeing its indicator triangle shoot behind you on the radar. Wait until you have a little distance from the target, then start to slow down. Here comes the bit that takes a bit of a knack. Using the radar to tell if you're off course. If the arrow faces upwards, vertical thrust up. If it faces down, vertical thrust downwards. If the arrow moves to the side, use lateral thrust to move in the same direction. Once you're lined up with your target, wait for the target to crash into you. The crash will do some damage to your shields, so you might want to put 4 pips into systems before the impact. If you're lucky, the ship will bounce away at a leisurely speed, allowing you to move on to the next stage. But if it bounces away quickly, you'll need to do that same crashing maneuver again. Now you should move to the next fire group and open your cargo hatch. Again, align your direction of movement with the target, and this time try to match their speed as well. Fire a hatch breaker limpet and start sending out collectors. They should start scooping up your lovely diamonds. I like to use the manifest scanner at this point to see how many are left as I'm collecting. and know whether to fire more hatch breakers. Once your target has no cargo left, then congratulations, you have officially become a pirate. Grab up the last of the cargo, then feel free to hop back into Super Cruise to find another target. Once the hold is full, it's time to sell your loot. One thing you might notice is that the diamonds in your hold are marked as stolen. This means that legal markets won't buy the goods, and you'll get a bounty for being scanned whilst carrying them. So, to sell these, you'll need a black market. You could just head to the biggest station in your Anarchy system, which should have a black market. It probably won't give you the best prices you could get, but if that's what you fancy doing, that's great, go for it. But if you want a few more credits, you want to head to inara.cz. Click on Commodities, I want to sell, type in low temperature diamonds, your current system, and select Order by Best Price. Many stations will appear below, but we can't just go to the one that offers the best price. It needs to have a black market, which is shown by this logo, and they need to have a sufficient demand, which needs to be more than the amount of diamonds you have. Pick your selling station from that list, keeping all these factors in mind. Unfortunately, you won't get quite as much as the price listed on Inara, as stolen goods are worth a little less than the legal ones. If your chosen station is in an Anarchy system, just fly in and sell it as normal. If it isn't though, you'll need to smuggle your cargo into the station. To do this, request docking far away from the station. Head toward the entrance quickly, avoiding other ships so as to avoid the scans. I like to go into silent running at this stage to further decrease the chance of getting caught. Once you're inside the station, you're pretty much in the clear. Land as normal. Go to the contacts, black market, and sell your loot. While piracy isn't the most profitable career, most do it for the fun. And it is really fun. Going back to it to film this video was amazing, and I'll definitely be out in the Anarchy systems again soon. Saying that, if all this piracy malarkey doesn't feel like your thing, no worries. Elite is a game that gives you choices. I'm currently working on a guide for another amazing career that you might enjoy more than piracy. I've really enjoyed seeing your comments and support of my first video. I hope this one was as good as you expected it to be. Do let me know if there's any improvements I could make. I've got a few more videos planned, but I'd love some more ideas. If you have one, do pop it in the comments below. Once again, hold on to your space legs and remember your limpets. Until next time, it's goodbye from Commander Dituri.